here with Fae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in for another soap making adventure. Before I get started here, I just wanted to show you the inspiration behind this soap. So it first started with the fragrance, which is Christmas Spice by Bramble Berry. They sent this to me last year as like a Christmas present, and of course it's like Christmas, so I'm not gonna have to wait to use it. And then I went to the Renaissance Festival, the Maryland Renaissance Festival, and every year I like to go in this shop. It's like called Herbal Delights. They sell, like, there's walls of tea and incense and spices, and I always go in there and just get all of like the spices I think are gonna look pretty on soap. So this is what I got. We got some juniper berries that are gonna go on top of this soap, some pink peppercorns. I've used these before and that is exactly where I got them from. This is allspice, this is whole allspice. I've never seen that before. New whole white pepper. Yes, never used this one before. Excited. We've got some cloves. They smell so good. And then I've got some poppy seeds. I got 2 bags of the allspice. I'm not sure why. I guess because I don't see it very often. I also got some like pickling spices and some cardamom for myself to cook with and bake with. So we're going to put all of these on a Christmas soap today. Alright, let's get started here by adding in some goat milk. Save some of that for the next batch of soap I've got going on. I'm going to give that a quick mix and then add in my lye solution. I also have my kaolin clay in my oils, and then in my lye solution, as always, I put Tussa silk and sodium lactate in there. Alright, let's add our colors and our additives to this. And now I had this in my head all figured out, and green, red. Alright, we're going to put the gold into this guy, and this is some vanilla bean powder. So I'm only going to put that in this tiny cup here. I'm going to add some of these poppy seeds to my big container. This will add a little exfoliation and design. I'm trying to say discoloration, but really I want to say design and exfoliation. So if you ever wondered what those 2 words sounded like together, I think that's it. Colors. Alpine Green by Nurture Soap into this guy, into the big one. And then we're going to do some Glitter Gold Mica. This is by FAERIE's Crazy Colors into the little cup. And then I'm going to mix 2 different color reds into the bowl. So I have some Trial by Fire, and this is by Nurture, just a little bit of that in there. And then I've got their Ruby Red to add on top of it. So let's give them a mix. Decided I wanted that green to be a tad bit darker, so I've got some Savage Green to add in there as well, and see if that can darken it up a little bit. Remember to put the lids on these micas, because when I rush and don't do it, I have knocked it over. I knocked over a whole entire container of copper penny the other day, and there was just mica flying everywhere. So I gotta like clean up as I go, if I can. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's add the fragrance. So this has notes, I had to smell it first, of cinnamon sugar, nutmeg, thyme, mocha, and candied ginger. And I have used this fragrance before, so I know what to expect. It says it discolors. It didn't discolor too badly when I used it, so I'm not afraid of that. Alright, let's hand mix that in. This is so good. It's just like the right amount of spice and sweet to it, and it's going to go well with all of these different spices. So let's get that hand mixed in. I think I'm going to go with my go-to. I'm going to do a in the pot swirl. I think I'm going to drop that gold into the green, and then I'll pour that into the molds and do a drop swirl with this red. I like doing in the pot and drop swirls at the same time. I just love the look of the swirls. And I'm loving these additives in here so far. The poppy seeds and the vanilla bean. It's pretty simple soap, but then again it's not. So I'm not going with a high top. There's no fancy embeds on this, but I've really amped up with the additives and all of these pretty colors, like mixing. I don't usually mix too much as far as micas go, but I got creative on this one with the green. I like it. It's exactly what I had in mind. All right, so get this mixed up and poured. Painstakingly scraped out all of my bowls, and I'm going to texture the top of this with a hand that doesn't hurt. I don't know why it was so labor intensive scraping out those bowls, but for some reason it really took a toll on my hand. So glad that's over. Sculpting the top of this, gonna put the spices down the middle on a little peak. Busy time of the year for us around here. This little family, I swear every single weekend there is something to do. We're planning on doing Gettysburg this weekend. We've done the PA Run Fest. We did the Maryland Run Fest for my birthday. We went to Annapolis the next day for a concert at Ram's Head. Just Bradley and I did these things. We left Bash with my mom. Saw a band called the High Kings. It's an Irish band, and I've always wanted to see them. It took 2 years to finally see them because COVID kept postponing and postponing them, being able to leave their country and visit ours. So it was nice to finally get to do that. What else? Oh goodness, there's just birthdays galore this time of the year. Fall is always busy, always. And of course I like to squeeze in little fall activities like visiting pumpkin patches and whatnot. Gotta do those things. You gotta embrace fall, take some walks, enjoy the weather, at least here where the weather actually changes and there's a season and the leaves are pretty and the air is crisp, and I love fall. You guys know this. Probably get tired of me saying it. Alright, let's start with the white peppercorns and see what we got. And then go down the line. What else have we got going on? I have to write it on a calendar and put it on the fridge. Oh, the Darlington Apple Festival. I just wrapped that up. I was a vendor for it. First time ever attending, and I was a vendor. So I didn't really get to enjoy it. Would I do it again? I don't know. I did pretty good. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't the greatest. It could have been better. They put me down at the end. Now, in order to get a spot, let me just tell you, in order to get a spot at this festival, you gotta know someone. They pretty much send out applications to the same people every single year. So unless one of those people drop out, you don't go there. You don't get a spot. You don't go there. And I guess because of the circumstances of COVID, they lost a couple vendors, and so I got a spot. And they put me down all the way at the end. Now, it was me and another girl who has done it before. There's a school, an elementary school, with a parking lot that they had pretty much put all the vendors at that area and like another field. And then there's just me and this girl all the way down at the end by our lonesome selves. And I feel like the crowd kind of stayed at the top of the hill and didn't really make it to the end. I guess you spend all your money up there. I even thought having a spot right next to the ATMs was like, that was good real estate, but apparently not. I did okay. I just don't know if I would do it again unless they gave me a better location. I got to see a few of my friends, talk to a lot of new people, just enjoy the day without my kid. It was like a little vacation. Bradley took care of him all day, had to take him to a birthday party. Yeah, poor Brad. He understands now how crazy it is to be with a baby all day, every day. Like you have to plan things, nap times, feeding times, and then diapers and fits and all these things. So I had like a little vacation, I will call it that. I will post some pictures of like my setup, and I had Brad take a few of the pictures of, you know, they have music and vendors and food, and of course you can get flowers. Like, they had lots of mums. I saw so many people walking by with mums and pumpkins. I mean, that just screams fall right there. I'm so happy to see that kind of stuff. Pony rides, hay rides. It was just so nice. It was so nice. And it was an okay day. Another thing I can complain about is the sun, and it did take a toll on a few of my items. I lost some like wax melts. I had some melt and pour embeds, melts on my bars. So there's another thing I have to take into consideration if I decide to do that again next year. But I'll leave you guys some things to look at the end of this video. I'm going to try and stick these big spices in the middle of the bars so they don't get cut. I don't want them to fall off and leave like a giant hole from where they were sitting on the soap. If the peppercorns fall off, I'm not going to be mad because I'm going to put a lot of those on there. I'm also going to give this a little sprinkling of poppy seeds so they're inside and outside. Little, you don't go there either. A little spray with rubbing alcohol. And I'll let this sit for 24 hours. And when I come back to cut it, I'll show you guys what the inside looks like. So it occurred to me, I already cut one, I know I cheated. I wanted to set it off to the side because it occurred to me that the last time I used this fragrance, I was going for a lighter scent. I had like lightly scented it, and for this one I did go a bit heavier on it. And maybe that's why it didn't discolor the last soap, because I didn't use as much. But only time will tell. I am going to let this sit for about 4 to 6 weeks before I take pictures of it. That's what the inside looks like. And if there's any discoloration, we will know by then. And I always post pictures of the final results on my Instagram. So this soap, it gives me like traditional Christmas vibes, like vintage. Just, I'm imagining like the pictures in my head. Maybe I can find some of what it reminds me of, but like the vintage adverts or the decorations for Christmas, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Maybe the 20s. I just think it's the colors that really just scream traditional, like vintage Christmas, and I just love it so much. So again, it's kind of a simple bar, but you can see that there are poppy seeds in it. The gold has some specks with the vanilla bean powder. I love the top of it with the different spices on there, and they all stuck pretty well. I did go back over and just kind of like pat them all down. So I'm happy with this soap. I wasn't that excited to make it, but I am happy that I did because I love it. If you guys are interested in purchasing one, it will be available on November 30th. That is when all the Christmas and holiday themed winter soaps will be released. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them for me in the comment section down below. Shop links down below. Links to things that I use are down below. If you haven't done so already, what's wrong with you? Hit that subscribe button. Come join me for more fun soap making adventures. So there's that whole thing, and then off to the side is the other loaf that I cut. And I don't see that much of a difference so far. I don't see any signs of discoloration. So we will see. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a very nice day, and I'll smell you later.